Okay, we're good now, never now. We're recording
Oh,
on both of them.
welcome to
Great
stop laughing,
start.
stop laughing, stop laughing, Lauren. Welcome to what are we called again? Hang on.
Hi, welcome to Spying Tracks and Fast Tracks. Week 2.
And it's starting off the rails. I'm Alicia,
Heck.
and lovely to have you with us. Thanks, Beck, for taking the intro there after I forgot what we were called. So this is going
You,
well.
you did it last week, so it's about time I actually stepped up. So.
But yes, hopefully everyone enjoys the minor improvements that we have this week. We are trying to learn iteratively. I think both of us have better lighting, so that's a win.
Probably because it's dark outside.
Exactly, we are filming this at nighttime this time, so it's a little bit different, and maybe that's working in our favor. So
Who knows?
who knows? But either way, you can see us hopefully, so that's the good thing. So starting off this week, we have some hopefully exciting stuff for us to talk about, that we're keen to chat about. And we'll probably start with bookish things because we're authors. So, of course, we want to talk about bookish stuff. And Beck, you had some Corvin King things to chat about.
I had very
So,
exciting
let's dive
Corvin
in.
King stuff. So anybody that's into audiobooks, especially dark audiobooks, Corvin King, of course, is
Mm,
yeah, he's Hayden. He's always going to be Hayden in my book.
yeah.
But he is now on Cameo. So for all you girlies out there that love that growl, he
Mm.
is now able to do that with your name attached to it. I've already seen a fair few people making use of that. And yeah, I did hint at the kids that that would be a great Mother's Day present, but I am not expecting that to be
Oh.
in the stack of presents for tomorrow. Um, Probably not really appropriate to ask the kids to do that one.
Well, I think Zara would get it though, in the sense of like
Well,
you both bond over books and
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
So it's
I
kind of
mean,
in the realm.
she does listen to audiobooks, but yeah, she doesn't get into them as much as I do. Like I'll just stick
Oh.
them in and start working, and yep, if it's Teddy or Jacob or Corvin or Sean
Yeah,
or Sebastian, yeah, I'm there. So,
that's
anywho,
fair.
that's yeah. So for me, that's pretty exciting. Yeah,
Mm.
birthday's
Yeah, I
coming
did.
up.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. Well, the thing you've got Mother's Day, and then your birthday is next month. So if you don't get it for Mother's Day, it's always your birthday. Fingers crossed, right?
Fingers crossed. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
that sounds good. I didn't see that, so
Yeah.
might have to
I
might have to
nearly,
check.
and this is the thing, I'm having to not message and ring you so that we have things to talk about. Because that would have been one of those things that I would have been straight on the phone to you going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Especially if
So,
it's Corvin King.
yeah,
Heck yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
that growl.
Mm.
A baby doll. I mean, it's always going to be baby doll.
Yeah, 100%. And if anyone is wondering what we mean by Hayden, we are talking about Madness, the novel Madness. So
Chantel Tessier.
yes, so if you've read her series and are pseudo up to date, I think
I'm
it's a
still
couple books back
waiting.
now,
Well, yeah,
but yeah,
no,
because
it's
Carnage
two books.
Carnage was is the latest. She hasn't released another one, has she? So
No.
it's yeah, Madness
And
then
I'm still
Carnage. Yeah.
waiting for the latest one to actually be
Oh, Carnage on
available
audio.
on
That's right. Yeah, because you're
Audible.
waiting for audio.
Because it hits different. It really
Yeah.
hits different, that series, when you're listening to it. I love it.
Well, when it comes out on audio, I might listen to it.
Yes, yes,
Because I
you
can,
will,
right?
because
Go
I've
back
made
and
you listen.
reread via audio.
Well, and I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, I introduced you to Corvin by introducing you to Teddy.
Correct. Correct.
Of course,
Beck
natural
has introduced
progression.
me to all voice actors that do audiobooks.
Yep.
And while we don't generally agree on the female voices, the male voices, we definitely have the same taste
I
in
am
hearing.
since I found out Samantha Brentmore has TikTok and stuff, like I am just obsessed. Yeah, absolutely love the fact that my girls are on there as well, and that they're getting the love that they deserve because they do an absolutely phenomenal job. Like, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to all the female voice actors. Absolutely. They do, they work just as hard, if not more, than the male actors. So yeah, and personally, if I'm listening to audio, um, and it's a romance, I definitely do prefer a duet style. So yeah,
can
I
we
do want to hear
normalize?
it.
Can we normalize with all publishing houses that
Mm.
or audios they should be duet only because or full
Correct. If the book
cast.
is written dual POV with a male and female, it should have a male and female audio recording.
Mm,
But as an author who's also looked at the price of
I
producing something,
know, but when you've
I
got
understand
publishing
it's very
houses,
expensive.
when you've
But a
got
publishing
actual,
house,
yeah,
yeah, they got no excuse.
like
I'm
Simon and
sorry.
Schuster and stuff. Like one of the books
Yeah.
that I listened to this week, it was, yeah, like it would have had me in tears if I didn't have Sebastian York having to do a female's voice. Um,
Mm.
sorry, I have a cat. Tabby.
Just the tail. Do, 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 do.
Yeah, so yeah, if Sebastian wasn't doing a female's voice, like it would have had me in tears. But as soon as
Yeah.
he does, like, don't get me wrong, they do a really good job trying, but it's just
They do the best that they can, right? At the end of the day,
it's not the
it's a
same.
job and what they're asked to do. So they're producing based on what they've been told to produce. I get it. It's the decision makers at the publishing house, like you said, or the author, depending on who's organizing it, that's deciding whether they do a duet or not. And
Yeah,
yeah, in romance, dual POV book, I agree. It needs to be a duet audio recording.
that's it.
But no disrespect to, is it Ray Porter who did the audiobook for Project Hail Mary?
Yes.
Obviously, that's not a dual POV book, of course.
No,
It's a science fiction book, but he did an awesome job, and he got an award from Audible for it too.
deservedly so. Like it was so
100%.
good.
He did an amazing job. Now, obviously, he's not Ryan Gosling.
Funny about that.
Don't get me wrong. I would gladly listen to it again if Ryan Gosling did a recording of it. But of course, there's a lot more detail and nuance in the book, and a lot more science than there is in the movie. And either way, I think he handled it amazingly. And
100%.
at no point was he boring or slow or off at all. I think he did a fabulous job. So a
Absolutely
reward
awesome.
well deserved.
And can we just Audible? I'm
Mm,
talking to you now. Can we
yep.
please get Teddy to read the dictionary because
Exactly.
I really
Stop
would
teasing us with
pay.
that.
Yeah, I really would pay to listen to Teddy. With
100%.
the video would be even better. I'm just
Oh,
putting
yeah.
that out there. But yeah, please, please.
Correct. We will literally pay for it. Like I loved that they did the promotion for it, had him do some words, and I was very excited. I thought that maybe they actually had
As
him do the dictionary.
well.
And I appreciate he's a very in demand person and has a lot of work to do, and reading the dictionary is probably a lifetime pursuit with the amount of words that sit in the dictionary. So I understand. However, I also still want it. Yeah, even if it's just give me the A's. We'll start there. Just give me the A. It's once a year. Give us, pick a dictionary from like
Yeah,
20, 30 years ago. So it's a shorter list of words as well, right? Like we can do an abbreviated dictionary. Like, I don't know.
Urban Dictionary. I don't know.
Oh, love that would be good.
That could actually
That
be
would be
quite
good.
good. That could be quite good.
Yeah, move
Yeah,
over Audible.
yeah.
Urban
Urban
Dictionary.
Dictionary.
Hamilton is who you
Do
need.
we? I was going to say, do we have an advertising idea for you?
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. We don't want any commission for it.
No,
We're happy for you to take our
we'll just
idea
listen
and run
to
with
it.
it. 100%. We will gladly buy the product at the end. Just please do it. Thank you. For the women around the world and men and gays and queers, and just for the humanity.
I was going to say, I think it's what the world needs right now.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Sounds good to me.
Uh, sounds good to us.
Yes.
Absolutely. Speaking of humanity, sorry, just to pivot a little bit,
That's right.
I did want to give an absolute shout out to the world's best humanitarian for the Earth itself being the 100th birthday.
Oh, I know where you're going now. I was a bit concerned there. I'm like, wait, who? What are you talking about? Yes, yes.
Yes,
Our second Lord and Savior.
yes, absolutely.
Yes,
So shout out, and I saw the little video that the King of England did for him with BBC Earth. So
yes.
that was I
Sir
may have
David Attenborough got us through many
no,
a rainy sports day at school.
yeah.
I do believe that he also, I think it used to be on a Saturday. He used to do like they'd play his documentary on one of the
Mm,
TV stations and stuff, and yeah, there was yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
He's an inspiration.
shout out to him. Absolutely,
Good on him for
absolutely,
making it to 100, and the fact
absolutely,
that
and still
he
looking great
well,
as
he
well.
was absolutely blown away by the number of people that sent him well wishes and stuff, and I was like, really, you should
Yeah,
not be surprised
correct.
by this.
Everyone on planet Earth knows who you are and has watched not even one of your documentaries, many
Many.
of your documentaries. He is so instilled in just all media across the world, and as he should be.
So happy birthday,
So,
Sir David Attenborough.
yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday to him. I may have shed a tear. I was just like, oh my god, it's
David! Yes, you've taken Betty White, but you will not take David Attenborough.
exactly right. Exactly right. He's Earth's grandpa, and we love him.
Yes. And he knows so much. I mean, yeah.
He
Anyways,
does. He does.
um,
So,
back to
books
books.
we've read.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Do you want to go first? You want me to go first? Talking about what we've
I'll
read this week or am
I'll
reading.
go first.
Fingers yours.
So I appreciate I'm holding a Kindle device at the moment, but this is a crime thriller that I found randomly on my new Kobo that I was talking about last week, which is a book I never would have found, but because Kobo I don't have a 20-year history of reading, it didn't know who I was, so it was trying to learn things and gave me this. Um, Absolutely loved it, like devoured it. And I even called back and had a bit of a, well, sorry, I didn't call you, I think I texted you. The irony of it all, I was reading happily on my Kobo and finished the first book in a day, and went, okay, this was an 11 book series. So straight on to book two, excited, except for it's not on Kobo. The rest of the entire series is actually in KU. So I've had to go back to my Kindle to keep reading the rest of the series. Now, that's not a Kobo issue. That is obviously the author or the publishing house, but that talks to, what we were talking about last week, about, yes, what is in the library over there can be a bit limiting. And yes, I got a lesson very, very quickly. However, hasn't stopped me from reading the books, of course. So I'm up to book 5, but which is the Trapped Ones. But I've been really loving it. It's been a while since I read a crime thriller. I was really into crime thrillers as a teenager, and massive Michael Connelly fan. For anyone who knows Michael Connelly or ever watched his most popular detective, Harry Bosch, his series has been turned into a TV show. So some people may know it from the TV show. But yeah, a little bit something different, change of scenery for me, and have absolutely been loving it. But what have you been reading, Beck?
So I started off my week by listening finally after reading months and months ago, I finally listened to Voracious by
Mhm.
Lee Rivers, and then I went on to, of course, as soon as I devoured that one, listened to Restitution by Lee Rivers. Um, then I needed something a little bit light, shall we say? So
Yeah.
I listened to Breaking the Pucking Rules by Tracy Lorraine. It's full
Okay.
cast. It was really really good, fun, enjoyable, nice
Awesome.
break there. Then I went down the. I love this series, and I do not ask me why because it is normally not something that I would love, but
Mhm.
I did Unbound by Peyton Corinne
Okay.
and absolutely loved it. It's the one that if it had have been duet instead of
Right.
dual,
Yeah.
yeah, I would have been absolutely in tears because just well, really enjoyed it. I before Unbound though, I had started Rules for the Summer by Megan Quinn. Listening to that again, full
Okay.
cast as usual.
Yep.
I love Megan Quinn's sports books. I know you are not a fan,
Yep.
Lauren, but I am obsessed.
Not a massive
Um,
Megan Men fan.
no,
I wouldn't even say I'm a fan at all, but I don't hate that man way.
I love her
Irrelevant.
sports stuff.
Yep.
I didn't realize that this was not one of the sports ones. So far, I think I'm about 3 chapters in. I was a little bit bored, so I've sat that on the back burner and
Mm.
instead am actually physically reading, Summer After Dark by Lily J. Garrett, which is an
Okay, that's
age
a
gap.
pretty cover.
It is. It's age gap romance. So
Oh no,
yeah, liking it so far.
you like
But
those.
I of course I do. Hello, real life.
Rebecca has a type, and that
It's
is
it's
okay. There's no judgment.
genetic
Yeah.
too. I'm just saying. Not Zara. Not Zara. She yeah no.
Well,
Anyway,
time
yes.
will tell. Time will
So
tell.
yeah. So that's so far this week my reading stuff and yeah. I mean I should finish Summer After Dark tonight and
No.
yeah, move on tomorrow and find something else to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm in this Stacey Green series until I'm
Wow.
done. Though I saw this morning that she's releasing the 12th book in the series in July, I think it is. So I'll probably have a little gap and then jump back in. But yeah, really, really love it. I still haven't read the latest from Rena Kent. Well, I got it on Audible. I started listening to it, and then to be honest, I got a little bored, so I kind of put it down, and I haven't picked it up. But I do intend
Don't
to continue to
understand
read it.
why.
I love Rena Kent. I
And
do.
you've got
I just
another
don't like
Rena Kent coming out
repetition.
soon. So
Well, 100%, and
it's
I'll
all
I'll read
about the
it.
boys this year. So yeah, so you've got some
Yeah,
yeah,
and she does pretty well, I must say. Like, you know,
really, really, really well.
yeah. So I think I just need to get into it more. And to be honest, the day I was listening to it, I was distracted with other stuff, and that's probably why I was like, this isn't really syncing with me. So I will come back to it. I just haven't got around to it.
And
But yes,
I'm still resisting the urge to re-listen to again for it would be the fifth time the Monster trilogy because I
yeah,
freaking love that trilogy. It's currently my
yeah.
comfort read. I don't know why.
No shades, no shades. You got to. I don't know. If it's something I've read recently, I don't mind rereading it. But I think we discussed not that long ago, like going back and reading stuff that you loved from like
Ages
20
ago.
years ago, or like that you were obsessed with as a teen, and then coming back and rereading it. Like I've had that happen to me a couple of times. It was like my all-time favorite book, and sat down and reread it after about a decade, and just started. And I think part of it is also because I'm trying to pursue writing as an author, so I tend to want to pick things apart and deconstruct them. Um, and it just didn't hit the same. So I kind of avoid doing that because I don't want to ruin it, because in my head it's this perfect piece of writing, and it holds such fond memories. So I try and just leave them as shelf trophies now and go, yes, my precious.
And you
Have
see,
to read you though.
I have some books that are like that that I'm not game enough to go back and reread, like Cresley Cole's
Mm,
series. I still
yeah,
think that I would love it, but because it's in third person and I'm so used to everything
yeah,
being first person,
100%. Used to love third person. Third person was the jam.
it was the whole thing.
Anyway,
But then yeah,
showing
first
our age, but yes,
I know, but I love as soon as first person really started to take hold, I was embracing it wholeheartedly because I was
yeah,
in that person's head. I could feel what they were feeling,
yeah.
all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, another example is Vampire Academy.
Academy, yeah,
I can go back and reread that. No notes. Love it.
yeah.
Pure mead. Mwah, chef's kiss.
Yeah, it was perfection. I'm scared to go back and reread it because I may not enjoy it as much as I did the first time. But yes, 100% perfection, no notes. She was
I
amazing.
think that's why I've been enjoying the Empyrean series by Beck Yaros so much too, because it's
Mm,
there's it's different, but there are similarities. So yeah,
yeah.
it
What else? Yeah, I haven't read anything else in a while, to be honest. Um, I did read, actually for a bit of a laugh. Hang on. Another thing I've read recently. I have anyone who knows me at a personal level. I love books about death and dying and that industry. I have quite a morbid curiosity, and I love cemeteries. I'm a person who is quite chill to just go and hang out in a cemetery. I love them. If I travel anywhere, the first place I go is to a cemetery.
cemetery. Yeah.
I just love them. This book I totally saw and bought purely because I thought it was hilarious. You'll leave this world with your butt sewn shut, which is funny, absolutely funny title. Totally got me. It's kind of more American funeral industry, but if you're into that sort of stuff, plenty of like cool images, and it's like a quick read. Obviously, there's not a lot of text in there, but it was a bit adorable as a cover and a title, so I had to buy the physical copy. But yeah, if you're into nonfiction, I do read a lot of nonfiction. This is pretty cool if you're into death stuff.
Unless it's a news article, I'm not reading non-fiction.
That's fair. Yeah, I do read a lot of nonfiction, and to be honest, I probably listen on Audible to more nonfiction than I do fiction. Hence why Rebecca is my source of truth for who is a good Audible voice actor.
What's a good story
Because
to
I'm too busy
read?
listening to the nonfiction ones, and they are not the same.
Very, very
They
much not.
they don't rev the engines the
Although
same way.
I do think it's
But they
Jacob
do a great job. No
Morgan.
disrespect.
I do think it's Jacob Morgan that's done dinosaur books. I think he did like some kids dinosaur books and stuff. So
Yeah.
maybe Zara could listen to that since she's so into
Yeah.
dinosaurs at the moment. She might
Well,
like it.
another bonus point for Corvin King. Randomly, TikTok presented a clip to me this morning of Corvin King, and he was wearing a Jurassic Park t-shirt. And I was like, I knew there was another reason I like this guy because, like massive Jurassic Park fan here and dinosaur fan, have been since I was a kid when it first came out. So yeah, anyone who likes Jurassic Park is a cool person in my book.
His wife is a very, very lucky individual. That's all we're going to say on that matter.
100%. 100%. Same with Teddy Hamilton. I appreciate that's not his real name, but same with his wife, right?
Andrew.
Respect to the wives out there who I appreciate. We see a persona of theirs. They see the reality of the person. So being a wife is work. So kudos to them. And for having to put up with all of the massive fans across the world coming unhinged in
I was
their
going to say,
DMs and even in their comments. Let's be honest, in their comments. So the amount of strength it takes to deal with that is, yeah, my hat is off to you, ladies.
I'll say because I would absolutely lose my shit. Not gonna lie. just
Yeah, I
would
can't say I'd be
completely,
as chill.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, respect,
yeah.
respect. So it's kind of like I love Kylie Kelsey for the fact that she,
Mine,
her,
mine, mine.
exactly, exactly.
Everyone in the comments. I'm not sure if I'm able to like this photo.
And that is the mentality.
100%. I love it. I love how she's commanded everyone and let them know that is mine and you can look, but that is as far as you can go.
That's
Don't be
exactly
getting
it.
spicy out here.
N- No. And I mean, that's the thing. Like, Jason, he's a teddy bear. He loves his family. And I think that's why we love him so much because
Yeah,
he is just a decent guy deep down. So,
absolutely. Like the bar for men is in hell. And it is real. Yeah, I could go on about
I was
that,
going to
but
say,
there's
let's not go
plenty of
down that rabbit
dating
hole.
podcasts out there that can dive into that if you're so interested. But he is one of those decent human beings that yes loves his family and his wife and celebrates them, and that shouldn't be something that we have to celebrate. That's why I'm referring to the bar being in hell. However, um, we should always commend good behavior and decent human beings, and those be the people that we lift up and elevate in society. So, absolutely, shout out to the Kelsey brothers.
Yeah,
They both seem
as
to be
well. Yep.
again decent human beings.
And I mean, the fact that Trav's now with Taylor in our household is just an added bonus. So,
Yep.
as a Chiefs fan myself, as a Taylor Swift fan, yeah, much love.
You're waiting for the wedding announcement. Yeah. Well, it'll probably be like after the wedding. That's when people will find out that it's actually occurred, right?
Oh, well,
Um,
supposedly it's already happened. Didn't you
oh,
hear?
there you go. No, no, sorry, I'm not. No disrespect to the Swifties. I'm not a Swiftie. So I don't dislike her. I just don't really listen to her music. But
Mm.
I do, like most people potentially on the internet. I do know a lot about Taylor Swift, potentially against my will. Not really. It comes up on my algorithm, and to be fair, I do sit there and watch it. So, which is why the algorithm keeps feeding more at me. So, while I don't really listen to her music, I am also very familiar with a lot of her music
Oh,
because I've seen a lot of reels and TikToks of her music.
to say that you and I have very different music tastes would be an
Oh yeah,
understatement.
yeah, definitely.
I'm very all over the place, but yes, you are very much locked in.
Yeah, I tend to
Hence why
be a bit of a
music's not
creature of
one of the
habit.
topics we talk about.
Yes, yes. We may end up talking about music at some point, but
We
yes,
could
it's not
meet in the
something.
middle.
Yeah. Look, we went to a Toby Keith concert together. We both love country music, American country music. A lot of the but now that we tend to listen to different artists than we did when we went to Toby Keith.
I
Rest in
can't
peace, Toby
stop.
Keith.
I've literally today had on repeat, like even when I was at the hairdressers, I've had Youngling and Generations Storm 2 playing on repeat over and over and over because I cannot get enough of that song at the moment. So,
I
yeah.
literally
And
don't know what that
you have
is.
no idea what I'm talking about. And you should check out the film clip for it as well because it is absolutely amazing. The choreography is unreal. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was my day today. Just listening to that song over and over.
TikTok keeps trying to force me to become an Ella Langley fan. Again, not that I don't like her music. Have you not heard, her? Okay, she's all like, okay. Well, maybe it's just me. But anyway, there's a whole like trend. She's a Miranda Lambert artist. She co-wrote a song with Miranda Lambert and literally became viral with it. And now every song she releases, like there's a whole thing of like men really like her music as well. So she's got a whole line of merch of Ella fellas. Yeah. Anyway,
Right. This
she's
is this is
she's got a
news to
great
me.
voice. American country artist. Very, very beautiful lady, but that is irrelevant. It's about her music. Yeah, I don't mind her music, but again, I get fed it so much via the algorithm that I tend not to go and listen to it because I've listened to a whole lot of it via social media. But anyway.
So at the moment, I've got that young lean, like Storm 2, coming up constantly. I've got anything to do with Tate McRae, and then Actwick, who
Mm,
used to be he was funny. I don't know, yeah,
mm,
comedian. During COVID in particular, I started following him and what have you over in the like he's over in the States, and he's now released his own music and his own songs, and he's going on tour this week around the America. But yeah, really, really like his new song too. So yeah, that's another one that's been played on repeat. But yeah.
yeah, if I'm listening to country lately, my go-to is Luke Combs. Anything Luke Combs. I love Luke Combs. Obsessed with Luke Combs. Went to his concert last year when he came to Australia. I missed out the first year he came to Australia, but it was awesome. I went with a friend. It was great. So yeah, massive Luke Combs fan. But I listen to a lot of metal, which is not really Rebecca's thing. So
Unless it's Sleep Token, but that's not metal.
yeah, yeah. I'm going to Avenged Sevenfold. They're coming back to Australia this year. So
See,
I
I
bought
can
a
get
ticket
behind
to
that
Avenged.
one.
Yeah. Oh, you like Youngblood? I went to Youngblood
Love
this
Young
earlier
Blood.
this year. So there
Dominic.
is some kind of crossovers, but Youngblood is obviously not metal. He's more punk. Um, and yeah, he's completely taken off in the past year or so, which is great to see, right? He
He took off
obviously
during
doing.
COVID. What are you talking about? The last
Oh,
year or
I've
so.
been a fan of his for years, absolutely. But it wasn't until Ozzy's funeral that he was able to really take off in America and actually
He took
sell
off
out an
before
American
then
tour.
as well
But
because
in
he had
Europe, yes,
MGK. No, when he did the song with MGK, the first one, and Travis Barker,
yeah,
that was
yeah,
in 2020 or 2021. That was when he made
yeah,
it big in America. And he also did Halsey, 11 Minutes with Travis and Halsey.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm
It,
aware of his
yeah,
back catalogue. Yeah, but he was, yeah. Either way, he hasn't toured America until last year. um, but
not a
yes,
stadium tour, no.
no, and he hadn't toured Australia either. So, but yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and who
So
wasn't lucky enough to get tickets? Because is Ticketek really, really biased to people who live out in regional and rural areas?
yeah, yeah, definitely. There was a thing that he put out though, because the first lot of tickets sold out, absolutely. But he put a thing on his social media for people to like register their interest of where they wanted to buy tickets. So that way, if there was enough people, he would actually upgrade to a bigger stadium or add another night. So he ended up adding another night in Brisbane. So it went from one to two nights. But unfortunately, he didn't move to a bigger stadium. I was really hoping he would move to a bigger stadium, but
And then in
yeah.
Melbourne, he did two pop up shows, and in Sydney, he did two pop up shows, I think, as well. Like it was crazy. Like they were
Mm,
just random concerts that were
yeah.
in pubs and stuff.
Oh yeah, he's like, I mean, it'd be interesting to see how sustainable it is for him. But the beauty of him of how accessible he is to his fans and how he takes time with his fans. But yeah, every night after his concerts, he would like go to a local pub and everyone could go and have a beer. He would get behind the bar and serve you a drink, if you could get in, of course, because naturally everyone flocked. But yeah, love how just down to earth he is as a human being, and it's great to see him continue to succeed and grow. Um, and really excited to see that obviously he has enough of a fan base here in Australia that he's contemplating doing Bloodfest in Australia
That would be
in the future,
awesome.
which would be amazing. So if you're not a Young Blood fan, or you are and you haven't heard of Bloodfest, that I think he's run it twice in Europe. It's essentially his own music festival. And he's not the only artist, obviously, but
And
he's
it's
the headliner.
all
It's his festival.
inclusive.
It's all inclusive, but he always makes sure it's affordable. So I think the last one was like 35 or 45 pounds to go and watch, or sorry, to attend the festival, he makes it as cheap as possible. And every year, the amount of activities and bands and things that come along just gets bigger and bigger. So I think that's a really great thing to have, whether you listen to Youngblood or not. But anyone who's even considered buying a ticket to a music festival lately, the pricing is just crazy. So someone who's actually looking out for the fans and trying to keep things affordable so it's more accessible for people, I think is a good thing in my book. So shout out to Youngblood. Hopefully we managed to get one here in Australia. I think it would be awesome.
Fingers crossed.
Definitely. So moving on from the random topic of music and our very differing tastes. One thing I didn't mention last week when we were talking about hockey was the PWHL. So I alluded last week about me being a bit disenfranchised with the NHL since what went down after the Olympics, and not going to rehash that. But what I have been watching is the PWHL in the US. So I was obviously aware of the PWHL and had kind of watched a game here or there over the years, but never really kind of sat in and got invested in it. Being honest, I should be more supportive being the female league, but I wasn't. I have kind of, from the background, followed Sarah Nurse's career in the PWHL. She's currently playing for the Vancouver Golden Eyes, but previously she was in the Toronto Scepters. So she's just an amazing athlete. So just love to follow anything that she does. So anyway, I've decided to get into the PWHL a lot more, which I think has been great. And it's been great to see that obviously I haven't been the only person to do that in the States and in Canada, where they're playing. They certainly have been selling out their games ever since, which has been fantastic to see. If you're in Australia, you can watch the PWHL games live on YouTube for free. Exactly. So I just put on my notifications on the PWH channel, and it lets me know when they're playing. So if you're wondering or going to forget about the time zone difference, either way, you can watch them for free. You don't have to subscribe to anything, which is always a good thing in this economy. The team I chose to follow is the Montreal Victory. So loving that they are in the playoffs at the moment. They're tied up with the Minnesota Frost at the moment, so we need to win the next game to make it through to the actual cup finals, and fingers crossed. But of course, the announcement this week was that the Detroit are getting a PWHL team for the next year. So that's super exciting to see the league grow, and I look forward to seeing more of it. I know there's a lot of talk about potentially more teams in Canada as well. I think everyone's kind of, potentially putting their hands up, and go figure, people are realizing that people actually want to watch women's sports and that there is money in women's sports. So it's really great to see.
Want to play these sports as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Forever, women have wanted to play hockey, but the fact that they're now actually able to play on the same elite level as the boys and have it televised, I suppose, or broadcast, I should say. It's fantastic. So yeah,
absolutely. And especially when teams like the Seattle Kraken have been having their female team play on the Kraken's ice in the main arena. I don't know the name of the arena. Hang on, it has an eco name. Climate Change Arena. That's it. Thank you. I'm just like, I should know that actually. Climate Change Arena. It's mentioned enough. But that the PWHL team are selling out Climate Change Arena anytime they go there, which is amazing, right? In the past, argument being that they can't sell out these arenas, so they get sent to other arenas. But clearly that is not the case. So really great to see. And I'm not a Tkachuk fan by any means, so I was kind of one of the people online that was pretty excited when the Ottawa Senators got kicked out of the playoffs to see that the actual main ice got changed from the Senators logo to the Ottawa Charge logo, because the PWHL team made it to the playoffs. At the moment they are doing very well in the playoffs as well. So shout out to the Ottawa Charge players. They are doing amazing. and keep it up, girls. Not, I personally, I want Montreal to win, but you know, as a second team, I'll support you. But yes, it was a very happy day when that happened.
Yeah, we're not even going to talk about what I call those brothers. Yeah.
You and many, many other people.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, correct. They are not worth our time.
No.
Moving on. One thing I was watching today, you know, little sad, is the PBR World Finals are on. So if you're into Cowboys, the professional bull riding World Finals are on at the moment. If
A
you've
little
never
bit of
watched bull,
rope, a little bit of chaps, a little bit
yeah, if you've never watched,
wranglers.
if you've never been to a rodeo, get to a rodeo. If you've never watched
Okay.
a PBR event, we actually have our own PBR in Australia called PBR Australia. It is affiliated with the American one. The reason I'm talking about the World Finals, though, is we actually have 2 Aussies in the World Finals this year. One of the things I've wanted to do since showing my age, I was in my 20s, is I really wanted to go and actually sit and watch the PBR World Finals. And I had a chance to do that last year, and I was very excited. And I got to see Brady ride in the World Finals. Unfortunately, Brady Fielder did not win last year. He didn't cover his bulls, and it was a very sad night. And I only found out when I was there, because I'm not associated with Brady's family in any way. But the night I was there, his parents were up in the grandstand behind me, because naturally the PBR are like, hey, Brady's family have come all the way from Australia, and they interviewed them on the night. And I'm sitting there going, I'm not the only Aussie here. This is awesome. So Brady's in the World Finals this year. He's world number 2 at the moment, so same as last year, as we were coming into the finals. So he's doing awesome. Unfortunately, like last year, he's not really doing very well in the eliminations. He hasn't kind of covered his balls, so you know we've got to get behind Brady,
For the
and
record,
hopefully,
she is saying bulls, not balls.
yes, balls. Bulls. Yes,
Not
apologies.
BALLS.
Australian accent.
Yeah.
But Earls, yeah.
Bull.
And the other one, which is new for this year, he's made it to the World Finals. Another Queensland boy, Callum Miller. So Brady's from Claremont, which is kind of northwest from where I am in Queensland, and then Callum is from Warwick, which is kind of southwest of Brisbane. Let's use Brisbane as the point of reference. So Callum he's doing really well. He had a really great day on day one. Not as good today. But yeah, if you're into cowboy romances and bull riding, you know, in romance books, I recommend getting behind the PBR. The PBR in Australia is great. We even have a PBR State of
I
Origin
was going to
every
say
year.
that.
There's 3. There's one in Brisbane, I think Newcastle. I
Wollongong.
can't remember where. Yeah, Geelong. Yeah, so there's obviously a whole season that goes behind it. You don't have to just watch the State of Origin ones. And
I
every
mean,
year at New Year's, it's up
even
in
just getting
Mount
on
Isa.
board and supporting your local rodeo and what have you as well, it
100%.
helps out because a lot of those boys are affiliated with the PBR and they've got to work their way through the ranks and stuff. So they chase the local rodeo
Correct.
circuits and move on
Because
up.
that prize money is not a lot, unfortunately. So absolutely, these guys have really got to travel around and win as much as they can. So absolutely, going and supporting your local rodeo helps support them and helps them advance their careers. And yeah, they may be able to make it to the World Finals, like we have 2 at the moment. And of course, they're not the first Aussies in the World Finals. Of course, we have had other Aussies as well.
Plenty.
They're just the 2 that are in there this year. But it's really great to see Aussie riders. And again, if you go to your local PBR event, I often go. There's a few in and around where I live every year as a part of the circuit. We often still have Brazilian riders, American riders, plenty from other parts of South America, as well as, you know, your local New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria, Perth country boys as well. So just because it's a PBR Australia event, it's actually still got world-class riders that are that are competing as well. So, and it's rather affordable, I must say. Even in the States, I found it rather affordable. And one thing that did surprise me at the World Finals last year, and no shade to PBR in America, obviously big production, lot of sponsorship, a lot of money going into it. In terms of fans in the grandstand, I've seen more at my local PBR events in terms of we have our PBR events here in Queensland, at least, in stadiums that can fit a lot more people, and they sell out. So when I was sitting there at the World Finals, and while it all looks big on TV, I was sitting there looking around going, actually, my local PBR sells out. And it's at the State Equestrian Centre in Queensland here. And it sits a lot more than that Heritage Hall in Fort Worth. So yeah, just because it's the American PBR, actually we have a pretty decent PBR events here that have a lot of followers. Not the big song and dance and show that America put on, but very similar format. So get out and support your local rodeo or your local PBR. If you're into Cowboys, there are real ones. And often Cowboys go to these things as well. So if you are looking for a cowboy, you will find them at rodeos and at the PBR. So get on down.
Not sure if you actually want to, but yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about the reality of dating a cowboy on another
Very
podcast.
different than romance books. Yes.
Correct.
It's a whole
Yes.
different.
Fiction is not real life.
No.
However, everyone goes to, well, not everyone, but a lot of hockey romance fans go to hockey games. I'm just saying. Correct.
Yeah, well,
just like people who like rugby romances going to rugby games.
And the boy zoo. So we've got the boy aquarium.
It is the boy zoo.
Yes.
And as a long-time fan of the boy zoo, definitely, if you haven't been, go and do it. And if you're not there for the male cowboy, there is plenty of what we call jackaroos or female cowgirls here in Australia as well. If you go to a rodeo, the barrel racing is always awesome to watch.
Well, I've got a friend whose daughter is a phenomenal little barrel racer coming up the ranks, and yeah, she is one competitive little kid. She's not little, I shouldn't say that, but she also is absolutely gorgeous, and she is blinged out, and I adore her. So yes.
Yeah, and they even have at the rodeos too. They have like little kids that ride lambs and stuff like that. Instead of putting them on actual bulls,
like JB Mooney's son did the other week, and it ended up going viral.
He's a $7 million bull rider. If you don't know who JB Mooney is, he is the $7 million bull rider. Anyway, PBR history. He's a father. Well, he's got a couple of kids, but anyway. His current kid for his current wife is a barrel racer, and their son, is learning the cowboy lifestyle, and he's always at the PBR with his dad because his dad recently retired. He was the head of one of the PBR teams because there is PBR teams which is separate to the PBR. It's a whole thing. I could talk about this for ages. We've talked about it a lot. Right now, Cowboys, go and support them. We love Cowboys.
Yes, we do.
It's kind of off camera, but I have a whole shelf dedicated to
if it wasn't for Cowboys, you and I wouldn't have met. Let's put it that way.
100%.
Yeah.
We both met because of Cowboys.
Because of Cowboys.
Yeah.
Thanks, Laura Lee.
Exactly right. That is the Beck and Alicia law right there. That is taking it way back.
Yeah. How old, Zara?
Yes, indeed.
Anyway,
yes, exactly. The AIHL PWHL posted pics of it, of like the damage to the ice at the Australian Institute of Sport Arena where the Braves play. So what we're referring to here is
How the hell did it happen though?
well, that's what I'm keen to understand as well. They're saying next week's games are going to go ahead,
I know.
which is fair enough. They've got a week to
I
fix it.
wasn't going next week. I was going
Yeah.
this week.
Well, correct. It was the opener, right?
Yeah, season opener.
Thankfully, there was only, like we were talking about, the fact that there was only one home game this week for the Brave. Thankfully, there was only one home game. Otherwise, there would be two games that they would have to reschedule. But yeah, I don't know how the damage happened, but it's bad. Like, I understand why they're like, this isn't a 5-minute fix. There's like layers
I know. That's what I
that are
gathered.
damaged.
But yeah, I'm as somebody who had purchased tickets and had been hyped up and hanging out desperately for
Of
months.
course. Yeah.
And yeah, now,
Yeah, so the Canberra Braves home game got postponed because there was some damage to the ice and that news came through late yesterday. And of course, the game was meant to be today.
yes, I
So it
should
was
be
a little
there
bit,
right now. Right now, I should be
that's where
there.
you were meant to be, correct. Instead, you're here with us. Uh,
Yay!
yay, us. But I appreciate you may have preferred to be at the hockey, and there's no judgment there. My
Yeah,
bad. My bad.
I really was looking forward to it. I was even planning on staying up really late last night to finish my poncho. Because
Oh,
I have half a Canberra Brave poncho left to crochet. And then as soon
I'm
as my
sorry.
tickets
Why
get
is this
confirmed,
not show and tell right now? I want to see the poncho.
because you'll see it when you come to the hockey with
Oh,
us.
it's going to be a surprise.
Yeah, well, it's not really because I mean it's also Boston and Penguins and Preds, I suppose, as well, because it's the same colours. And then Canberra's gone and changed their freaking colours from yellow to
Mm.
that beige. I don't know, gold. Um,
Yeah, I thought it
anyway,
was kind of a goldy color.
yeah. Well, the poncho is yellow, black and white. It is inspired by the Bruins
Well, you can just do
jerseys.
some gold, like edging maybe on it.
No, because that would look awful with the yellow. So
Okay.
I'm going to instead make a new one for later in the season. But yes,
Okay.
I had already committed too much to this one, and after injuring my neck by doing nothing more than flopping down on the bed, um,
Perks of being old. Yes, that happens.
yeah, um, yeah. So it's sad for me. I wanted to go. I wanted to get a puck. We were going to sit behind the goal like I love. And I'm sad. I'm very, very sad. I was so hyped up. I even put a full tank of fuel in the car in preparation.
In this
And
economy, that's the
in this
level of
economy,
commitment she had.
exactly. And the
Yeah.
BMW likes to drink the fuel. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was yeah, really, really sad when that came through that
Mm.
yeah, we weren't going to be able to go.
However, we're going to a Braves game in a few weeks. So
Yeah, and I mean we'll
you'll
go
get to experience it with
whenever the
me.
game is rescheduled between the Ice Dogs and
Yeah.
the Brave, we will be there with our merch on, our gear,
Yeah,
what have
awesome.
you. So yeah, go boys. So,
Yes.
but I've still got the Mustangs to cheer for this week. They're a good little team. I like my Mustangs.
Melbourne. Mm. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Melbourne.
and the
Yes.
Pirates are playing. Yes, shush, shush. And the Pirates are playing tomorrow, but I unfortunately won't be able to be there because it's Mother's Day, and it's
Yes.
not for
Happy
me.
Mother's
It's
Day
for
to
Mum.
all the mothers tomorrow. I appreciate everywhere in the world celebrates Mother's Day at different points of the year, but still,
But no, it's
happy
only
Mother's Day to
once.
all of the mothers across the world. They
Oh,
deserve a
so
day
confused.
every day.
I thought that we celebrated Mother's Day the same way as the UK did, but it turns out we're actually the same as the US. It's the UK that's different. with Mother's
Oh,
Day. Yeah.
I thought the US was a different day than us,
No,
but
and
I can't say I'm closely following it.
only reason I know that is because of the Kelsey podcast for their teaser for this week's
Yes, they
episode.
did.
Yes,
Yes, they had
they asked
Kylie
Kylie
on there.
what would she like, and Jason was
That's a
like,
good
"Pretend I'm
point.
not here," and taking the
Yeah, pulled out his notebook. Yes,
I
yes.
say
And
the
pretty
same
much
as
she
every year.
answered same as every year. Yeah.
Not that I can say I blame her. It sounded
She
like a
wants brunch
very, very
and
good
time
20 minutes
outside where it's
outside
quiet.
in silence.
Correct.
And
They stay inside. She is outside
I
where it is
get behind
silent.
that 100%.
That's all the
100%.
plan.
Yep.
A food and some quiet. Yeah, solid. Solid day.
Yep. Yep. So, are we going to talk about hantavirus?
Oh, that was the other thing. Yeah, the boat.
The boat.
The boat. Yes. So, how are we feeling about the boat,
As if
the
I
hantavirus situation?
as if I already didn't want to ever go on a cruise, like I said last week. This just solidifies it.
Yeah.
Cruises are bad, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you've got the Netflix documentary on the poop cruise, that was, an American cruise. Shout out to all the people who experienced that horrible journey.
No, thank you.
Um,
Can't even bring myself to
yeah,
watch that. So, no.
yeah. And in the past probably week or so, probably learnt more about hantavirus than I ever thought I would ever know. But now I'm super paranoid about rat poo, and probably will be for the rest of my life.
Oh, that's
So
okay.
educational.
You should have always been really
Oh, sorry.
just putting that out there.
I haven't been rolling around in rat poo prior to this week. It's not a part of my daily routine. And yes, I am definitely paranoid about having rats or mice in my house and their droppings, most definitely. But yeah, the breathing in, not that I'm sitting here sniffing rat poo, but you know, life.
But the form that they've all got, or they suspect that they've all got, is the one that is going human to human. What
Yes,
concerns
correct.
me is that there's now a woman, I think it is, that was on the flight from Spain to South Africa,
Mm.
and the couple that went to South Africa and died from the hantavirus. It's the woman that's now sick on the plane that I'm concerned about.
Oh,
But
absolutely. Like we've had
I
Australians come back to Australia who had been on that ship, right? And it has an
in your
8 week
house.
incubation period. So that's the thing. There have been people, from other parts of the world, not just Australia, who have gotten off that ship for whatever reason, right? That just may have been where they were getting off anyway on their holiday. But because there's an 8 week incubation period, not intubation. They're not putting a tube
Okay.
down your throat. A little bit different. But probably to everyone else who can't understand my Australian accent, probably sounded normal. Anyway, so yeah, anyone who has got off that ship, it's too early to know whether they are or aren't sick. Now, caveat, I am not from the medical profession. I have no real medical training. Well, no medical training. Don't even need to
Hey,
add real in
hey,
there.
the pit
None.
trained
I'm
and
just
Grey's
reading what's in the
Anatomy
news.
trained.
Yeah,
And
correct,
House
correct.
and
Yep,
Scrubs.
yep.
Yeah, I think that's it. And
House
Chicago.
and
Chicago
ER
Hope. Yep.
and
Yep.
Chicago Hope.
Yep.
Yeah, all of that, TV medical drama stuff growing up. Absolutely. That's about as far as my medical training has gone, which is
And
absolutely
I mean,
useless.
I've got a message for that guy that had Zara in such a panic. The one that was broadcast, like the vlogger, who was
Mm.
broadcast, um, that yeah caused the kids to get really upset and worked up over this because they are still suffering PTSD from COVID. Um,
Yeah.
Dude, it could be worse. You are literally in the Caribbean on a cruise ship, having
Mm.
people look after you and put themselves at risk to ensure that you are safe and kept in quarantine, providing food, water, cleaning products, everything you could possibly need while
Mm.
you are quarantined on that ship. You are
Oh,
not being
was this a
sentenced
video
to
of
die.
someone
Yeah, there was a
on the ship?
vlogger who is
Okay.
on the boat who was all but screaming and crying that he was being sentenced to death because he
Okay.
was on this boat and he just wanted to get off the boat and he was a human, he wants to go home to his loved ones. Yep,
I
100%.
understand that.
I
Like
understand that.
but everyone else on that boat would be feeling the exact same emotion.
Exactly.
However,
But for the rest of the freaking world, take one for the team, stay in your fucking room,
yeah,
and
correct.
do as you are being told for 6 to 8 weeks. Your holiday has been extended. No, it is not the holiday that you obviously wanted, but you are in the freaking Caribbean. It is not like you are locked in a room out in the middle of
Correct.
nowhere, not being able to talk to anyone. You have internet,
You
clearly,
clearly
because
have
you're
internet. Yeah.
sending videos out. So yeah, just spend the entire time. Hell, watch Hated Rivalry again. Like,
Yeah. Like to be honest, I would be going absolutely stir crazy.
yeah, but I mean,
But at the end of the day, yeah, correct. You want to go home to your loved ones. Well, if you go home
you're still going to have to do
too early
quarantine.
without being cleared, you may kill your loved ones. And that is a harsh reality of what may happen if you don't stick out the quarantine period,
Well, with a
um,
40%
which no one wants
mortality
that.
rate, and that's the whole thing. You've got no cure, a 40% mortality rate, and you're
Yeah,
wanting to go home to your loved ones and endanger
yeah,
them because it will make you feel better. Sorry,
yeah,
that is
correct.
such
You won't
a
be
selfish
feeling better
statement.
if you make other people sick and they die. Yeah, and look, I can understand the headspace of someone in that situation, and you know, thoughts go out to everyone who is stuck on that ship and quarantined.
Thank you for
And
staying on the ship and doing as the authorities are telling you to do and following directions. Yes, it sucks, but we
correct.
we really appreciate, like, honest to God, appreciate
Absolutely.
you doing this for us.
Absolutely. And I hope all of you get or survive this terrible life experience
Mm.
and have an opportunity to go on a genuine holiday that you enjoy in the future. That once you've recovered, of course, from I'm sure what will be very traumatic by the end of it.
Perhaps don't take another cruise.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Just
recommend a
that's just
cruise.
my suggestion. I'm not big
Yeah,
on cruises. Don't know if you know.
yeah. Well, viruses tend to, go through them pretty rampantly. It's pretty common knowledge,
Mm.
but yeah, of course, not everyone's getting on a cruise and thinking, "Oh, hantavirus, I'm about to die of an incurable disease." Fair play, like that's obviously
No, but the
not
gastro
normal.
alone can
But
kill people.
gastro or the flu tend to go through cruise ships very, very rapidly. Yes, I was talking to a colleague at work this week who is in the Philippines, and he has bought, well, his wife has bought. A Disney cruise. There's a new Disney cruise out of Singapore.
Have
So for
they
his
heard
daughter's
about what's
birthday,
happened to
they
Disney
have,
this
and
week?
for his daughter's birthday, she wanted to go to Disney, so they've bought the whole family tickets to this Disney cruise.
Mm.
And I went, look, I'm really excited for you all to go on this cruise next week. I really hope it's not the same experience. I hope it. Now,
Yeah, we do not want the AFP suddenly raiding the child
correct.
pornography. Yeah,
On a Disney cruise. Yeah, think of the children. Think of the children. But
literally.
anyway, hopefully everyone is happy and healthy on that Disney cruise that will be leaving Singapore. But yeah, personally,
Kuna Matata.
exactly. Pun intended. Um, yes, yes. Cruising. Not really my choice of holiday. Personally, I know some people really love cruising and think it's fabulous. Um, Shout out to them. Uh,
Yeah, we're not going
I'm,
down this hole again because even thinking about it's
you
making me
know,
motion sickness sick. So yeah, no, not everyone's cup of tea. It's not mine.
no,
Remember,
no.
swimming with sharks.
Yeah, correct. You can swim with the sharks. I'll stay on the boat.
I only need to lose
That is
about
not a
50
cruise.
kilos and I'll be able to go skydiving. Like, yeah,
You can also do that by yourself.
yeah.
I'll stay. I'll happily go up in the plane,
You
but
just
you will
push
not
me
get
out.
me. No, you won't even get me close enough to the door to push you out. That is how terrified of heights I
No.
am. Just
So
not going to happen.
bungee jumping's out too.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Many a boyfriend has tried to get me to bungee jump. Not going to
Okay.
happen.
All right. I'm gonna have to
I am
rethink
very
our.
stubborn.
I'm gonna have
But
to
yes,
rethink
heights
our
are not my
Golden
thing.
Girls trip.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Just take anything heights related out. Happy to be a
The
support crew for
glass
you.
bridge in China's out too.
Yeah, you won't get me on that.
Mm.
You won't even get me on a like a one of those like drawbridges that go over rivers and stuff. Well, I have been on a few. To be fair, I did walk across a few of them alone in Canada on walking trails. But yeah, I really don't like those either. I don't like anything heights.
So when we go to Japan and we go
Mm,
to visit the forest, you're
yep.
not going to take the gondola. What do they call them? The bloody yeah, the gondola thing up to the top of the mountain with me.
I will. I'll do that. I've done enough of those. I will
You'd go up
be
that.
shitting bricks the entire time
Yeah,
though.
that's all right. I'll hold your hand. It's okay.
I've done the one in Queenstown, which of course is, everyone else thinks is not even a real thing because it's so short. But to me, it may as well be 5 days long because I am shitting bricks the entire way up. So anyone who's been to Queenstown and gone up the side of the mountain to the Luge and the restaurant up the top, which great fun up there, great views, definitely do it. And I do it every time I go to Queenstown. I'm still terrified. And of course, I did the Sea to Sky Highway in Canada from Vancouver out to Whistler. And there's a Sea to Sky gondola that goes up the side of the mountain, beautiful restaurant and views up there, and like hiking. There's a drawbridge over to the other mountain that you can take photos of. You did not get me walking over there. But I did go up the gondola and I did shit bricks the entire way up and down. Um,
Okay. Yep. We'll work
Thankfully, they have bathrooms at the top.
we'll work on this trip. Or we're just going to have you
Yes.
wear seniors diapers for the duration of
That's fine.
everything.
That's
Yeah.
fine. I will endure a gondola up the mountain. It's about my limit though. It's about my limit. And I will be, yeah, like I said, shitting bricks the entire way. I will sit in the middle and I will be stiff as a board the entire time.
I suppose if you have to put up with
And
my
if you try to
motion
rock the
sickness,
gondola, I will murder you.
I suppose if you have to put up with my motion sickness, then I'll put up with you shitting yourself every time we go high. That's fair payoff.
To be
And we'll
abundantly
both
clear,
avoid
I have
dairy.
not actually shat myself. Shitting bricks is an Australian term for anyone who is watching, who's taking that literally. It is a turn of phrase in Australia. It means you are scared. But yes, and I did.
What
Speaking
a
of
trip.
almost in the Sea to Sky gondola at the top, in in the on the I can't remember the name of the mountain. Sorry, British Columbians.
Whistler.
You would know. I had poutine up there, which I appreciate. It's not the
Yeah,
place to have
that's right.
poutine. You meant to have it in Montreal, but Montreal wasn't a part of that trip, and I just wanted to have poutine, so that's where I had it, and it was delicious and lovely. However, I am also lactose intolerant, and I learnt that day that cheese curds do trigger my lactose intolerance.
Hello, IBS.
Yes, shout out to the visitor center at the bottom of the mountain. Thanks for the bathrooms. Your girl had some driving to do after that, so it was a much needed rest stop. But yes,
Oh dear God.
beautiful. If you're ever interested in doing a road trip in British Columbia, definitely recommend the drive from Vancouver out to Whistler on the Sea to Sky Highway. There are so many waterfalls. It's pretty much I spent an entire day doing that drive and just stopping at every waterfall. And some of them are like a little hike, some of them are a bit longer to get to the waterfall, but totally worth it. Beautiful part of Canada.
I
But yes, cheers, curds.
really like as much as I want to go to Canada now to watch the hockey. I
Mm.
really would like to go to back to the UK and go back to Cardiff and watch the Cardiff ice hockey team because
Okay. I haven't
yeah,
really
I
spent a lot of
am
time getting into
really
like European hockey.
yeah.
I have followed a couple of European hockey players,
And,
but on
well,
socials,
I'm
not
following
stalking.
I'm
Um,
following the UK hockey comp, like because of course they're in playoffs at the moment too. So
right.
yeah, so
Okay.
I'm really invested in hockey over there. But I've been
Okay.
like
May need to check that out.
having been in Wales and London and England and Cotswolds and what have you. Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
love to go back to Cardiff and not just do the
Mm,
Doctor Who museum and go shopping at Harrods and all that fun stuff.
yeah.
I actually want to go and yeah, watch the ice hockey and
Yeah,
visit
that's
my
fair.
cousins and stuff. Probably should do that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. For me, I just want to go to the London Cemetery and spend, I don't know, a week in there because of how enormous it
Mm.
is. And I appreciate a lot of people get robbed in there. It is actually quite a dangerous place to go on your own. However, I still want to do it. That and the poison garden, the death garden, where like every plant is can kill you. Those are kind of my two top lists to go to London. I haven't been there.
You just have to go to the coast a little bit north of where you are.
Oh, correct. Like we have our own version here. Yes, of course. But I want to go to that one.
You want to go
I
to
want
the
to have the
cultivated
picture.
one. You don't want to go to the
Correct.
native one.
100%. 100%.
It's like the
Um,
people that went to Japan and they went to a zoo in Japan and there was a full on exhibit of bin chickens. And they were like, these Aussie
we
kids
love
are
a good
going,
bin
I
chicken in
know, the Aussie
Queensland.
kids are like, why have they got bin chickens on
100%,
display?
100%. And look, I've said to you, right, when I went to Vancouver, one of the things I really wanted to see, I've always wanted to see since, I was a kid that grew up with Free Willy. If you've ever seen Free Willy,
Oh,
um,
yeah.
became obsessed with orcas. So I wanted to see an orca. So I went on a whale watching tour to see an orca. And I saw heaps of humpback whales and mums and the babies, and it was beautiful and lovely. I
Again,
can
you
also
just have to
see
go to the coast.
plenty of those right near my house.
We don't get
Was,
orcas very close to the coastline here in Australia.
yeah, I was just like, yep. I traveled on 15-hour flight, and
Get
an
started with just
hour
migrating.
into the ocean, and they probably spent that same amount of time swimming across the Pacific to greet me over in Vancouver. So shout out to those humpback
Humpback
whales.
whales. Yep.
There was no orcas around that day. I did get to see some seals though, because we naturally went around trying to find orcas, because naturally everyone on the tour actually went there to see orcas. But I did get to see some seals, which obviously I hadn't seen a seal in person in nature. So I got to see a seal, but I did not get to see an orca. So maybe next time. Um, and they do have a guarantee, right? That if you don't see what you want to see, you can go back out on another day. But of course, I was moving on from there, so I didn't have another day to go back and try and see an orca on another day. But yes, yes, spending a lot of time traveling overseas and then seeing the same thing you can see at home is an experience.
Right.
It was still a great day. Don't get me wrong. Tour company was great. Still a great day out on the water. But yeah, yeah.
The
I
photos were and videos were beautiful. They really were.
Correct.
It's
Correct.
just
And
yeah.
yeah. It's the same when people go, oh, if you go to Vancouver, you should go to the beach there and see that. And like, I live in Queensland. No disrespect to your beach, no disrespect. However, I a beach is something that I take for granted. Let's be honest, take for granted. But we do have some very beautiful beaches where I live, and a lot of them, and I do not live far from them. So I am absolutely spoilt in the beach area. So it's got to be a pretty magnificent beach to impress me. However, I did quite enjoy Waikiki Beach in Honolulu. So yeah, and I learnt when I was there, random fact that no one asked for. The sand in Waikiki Beach is actually 50% Australian
Oh,
and 50% from California, because Hawaii is volcanoes and therefore there is no sand. So they had to ship the sand to the Hawaiian Islands to build beaches.
so
And
Just a
Most of it
thought
came from Australia.
with the Gold Coast after the hurricane having most of the sand disappear back out in the ocean. They
Mm.
should have just gotten their sand back from Waikiki.
Anyone who's ever travelled to Hawaii, yes, would have been aware that Australian sand is there, and we probably could have
And
borrowed some back.
speaking of volcanoes, did you happen to see that this afternoon there was an eruption in Indonesia? And
No, I didn't.
tourists had to go running very, very fast because it's as they were going on a hike.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So it was near a tourist area.
Let me
Yeah,
actually, as
2
Siri would say.
seconds.
No.
I appreciate people travel all over Indonesia, but there is anyone who hasn't been to Indonesia. I also have not been, but Australians are very. It's very common for Australians to travel to Indonesia. So Bali, while may seem exotic to people in North America, is a long way to travel. Bali is just pretty much a hop for most Australians. So a lot of
It's a hop
Australians
pack.
of all income brackets do travel to Bali. Very popular.
Sorry, I can't find it now because, of course, they're talking about the election.
Oh.
Oh, another looks Maxa. I can't say it, let alone be
Mm,
interested in it. Let's just Google search
yeah.
this.
Yeah. Well,
Today, yes. Um,
oh, multiple hikers killed.
that one. See, where are you finding that?
Well, there's a whole bunch of news sources. I'm currently on Channel 9. Let me move off that to a different source. Horror. It was 9 hours ago. Okay. At least 3 are hikers killed in a volcano eruption on a remote Indonesian island. What island is this? Mount Dukono. I could be completely pronouncing that incorrectly, which
Sorry.
I probably am, um, because I do not speak
Well, at least you
Indonesian.
found it because I can't find it anymore. So
Okay.
thanks
Yeah.
news.com.au.
Yeah. What is it? Okay. The eruption was recorded on seismographs for more than 16 minutes. Um, they were aware that climbing was prohibited as the mountain was a restricted zone due to its high alert status. So these hikers that have unfortunately died went against the local advice because it sounds like they were already on alert that the mountain was going to erupt. And these hikers ignored those warnings.
After the New Zealand eruption,
Mm,
yeah, the White Island, yeah,
mm.
because they did
So
it.
yes,
That was
there were 14 climbers on there, 7 foreign nationals that have all been safely evacuated. 5 were injured, and of course, 3 have passed away.
Formula One are stating the obvious with
Oh,
the notification that they just sent through about the statistic. Yeah, the statistic. I'm trying to open it without opening it.
oh, okay. Yeah, that would have come on my tablet in the other room. I don't have that on my phone
The
because it
statistic
goes off
that
all the time.
suggests, yeah, I know. The statistic that suggests Antonelli is set to become a champion. We don't need a statistic. We just need to watch.
Correct. We need some races to go ahead so
So
we
we can
can
get
actually
F1.
watch. Yeah. Yeah. I must say, of late, I have seen quite a few haters coming out about Antonelli not being worthy of a world championship because he's not good at wheel to wheel battle. Now I don't disagree.
It's
It
still
is definitely a
young.
growth area for him, wheel to
Yeah.
wheel battles, definitely. But at the end of the day, and this will be the Lando hater in me coming out right now. She's about to get out of the box, but Lando won a world championship last year purely because the car was super fast and no one could catch him.
And
Mercedes have the same deal
strategy.
this year. And if you want to argue about Max Verstappen, same thing to him for one of his world championships. The car was super fast. No one could catch him. That is a factor. Sometimes you don't have to wheel battle. Now, don't get me wrong, racing purists, I love to see the wheel battles. And I want Formula One to have wheel battles. I'm here for that. That's why I'm critical of the new regulations, because I want to see that. I want to see passing that is true passing and not just constant back and forth. I don't think that's really entertaining to watch. And I want to see wheel battles. But again, we've only had 4 races this year.
Yeah.
So
Give it
I think it's a little early to be completely going, oh, well, it's completely Kimmy's world championship and criticizing, him not being good at one or another particular thing. It's his second year in Formula One. Let's chill. The kid has many years left in his career
just a few.
to grow and become a
If
more experienced
Fernando's
driver.
anything to go by, just a few.
100%. Fernando will still be there when Kimmy retires. And that's okay, because Fernando will still be awesome
Yeah,
at that
this is
point as
true.
well.
And he'll still stop and
Um,
smell the flowers.
absolutely. And we all need a little more of that in our lives, stopping and smelling the flowers. But yeah, love Fernando. He's awesome.